staying with us on the program. We've been talking about the state of the nation and, of course, the opposition party, the PDP. Honorable Moshood Salvador has been talking to us. He's a PDP chairman in Lagos. Let's switch gears now and talk about some of the issues relating to executive-legislature relationship. Let me bring into this conversation now a former member of the House of Representatives who joins us from our Abuja studio, Honorable West Idahosa. Many thanks for joining us on the program. You were in the House together, isn't it?
Yeah, I was the chairman of Petroleum Resources. I was a member there.
Oh, interesting. Colleagues meet colleagues at this moment. Well, many thanks for coming on the program. We've seen that the National Assembly may not have been in good terms with the executive in the last few months of this administration, the life of this administration, considering the fact that during the budget passage, we saw something that looked so much like a standoff between both arms of government. But with the meetings that we saw President Muhammadu Buhari had with some party leaders and the federal lawmakers, do you think that's the right move to make?
Well, clearly, I believe that that was the right thing to do. I think that the president appreciates the need to improve inter-legislative and executive relations. And although one may have no details of that meeting, but we can clearly imagine that the president will be taking the liberty of the rendezvous to solicit for support from the lawmakers. He will likely be telling them now that, look, there isn't enough money to do government business. We are confronted with security situations, and there is a need for the lawmakers to give the executive that strong backing in order for the government of the day to fulfill its obligations and realize its promises as far as the Nigerian people are concerned. That would likely be the tone and mood of that meeting. Well, it was definitely a good meeting.
Is it not late in the day, a year after the administration got into office? One would have thought that, look, with the likes of Senator Itayanang, who was in the Senate for over 8 years, if I'm not wrong, as advising the president on legislative matters, one would think that this should have even been at the start of the life of this 8th Assembly, isn't it?
Well, the truth is that it will not come too late. We expect many of these kind of meetings from time to time. President Obasanjo had several of it with the parliament in his time, and I think Yar'Adua had one or two. So I think that coming immediately after the passage of the budget, it will help the president to define a roadmap and take advantage of his newfound relationship with the lawmakers, which I expect he will nurture very, very seriously in order to get tangible results for the last couple of months left in this year, having regard to the late passage of the budget and the intrigues that led up to the passage of the budget.
But what do you think may be happening after now? This meeting has happened yesterday, and now today the president also met with another group of people called the Southeast Group for Change. I mean, considering the situation in the southeastern part of the country, the protests we saw in Onitsha and in some part of Delta State, one would be wondering, is the president, we've known him, he's not had so many meetings locally, political meetings, that is to say, but then this time around, with this kind of meetings, is it that the president is more political recently?
Yeah, definitely. The situation calls for more politics. The president realizes now that there is a need to talk to more people and to engage in more dialogue. And so he will have to be engaging various interest groups, zonal leaders, regional leaders, political leaders, elites, and so on. And so forth, explaining his policies to them at this point in time and making sure that they buy into the programs and take ownership of Mr. President's explanation. That will help the president to send his message clearly and to woo more support for his policy initiatives.
Yeah, Honorable West, also, you're a member of the APC. I mean, if you look at what has been happening in the party, there are bickerings in the party, obviously. One can see speculations about what may have happened within the ranks of the party, especially when the leadership of the National Assembly would emerge. For example, you saw there in some of the pictures that is on the screen, some of the leaders of the APC meeting. Some of them were seen for the first time together in a long time. Is that to say that the APC is back as a family, or that is just a show, a public show?
Well, the truth is that it's a solidarity show amongst the critical stakeholders of the party. But that is not to say that in due course there would not be areas of differences between APC lawmakers and APC as a political party. But the good news is that the party must be ready to appoint liaison officers in the National Assembly and to make sure that from time to time they engage lawmakers on the manifesto imperatives of the party and to make sure that this is clearly understood by APC lawmakers and that it is manifested in their debates on the floor, passage of bills, and oversight activities.
Let me quickly bring this Honorable Salvador here. Now, with what we saw yesterday with president's meetings and all of that, it wasn't only APC leaders or lawmakers that he met. He met everyone. What do you make of that?
Yeah, I think it's just realizing that it's getting too far to the people to the main actors that can make things possible.
How important is the National Assembly, apart from making law, unofficial political activities, that, I mean, to say?
They're the one to, appropriation is the law. It's law. They are the one to appropriate the money for him to spend. They are the one to do the oversight function, whether any of his ministries or parastatal is doing the right thing. It is their responsibility to do that. The honorable that just finished talking was also a very active person during the time when we were in the House. There was fuel scarcity. It was the National Assembly members, led by me, that went around the old jetties and depots and came back with reports to put an end to fuel scarcity. Therefore, they have a lot to do, more than what public are even thinking.
So it's good that the president is...
Excellent.
He should do more, isn't
he? He should do more. He's now realizing that they are more important than what he thinks.
He's being political now, isn't it? There are a lot of people who have advised that he should play more politics.
That is part of politics. Genuine, honest, and resourceful politics is what he's trying to put together.
Some people said that he was very blunt with some of the lawmakers, and they also opened up to him.
Blunt, the issue of blunt, if you are not doing the right thing, I would prefer somebody to be very blunt and tell you outright, so that you'll be able to know that you have to correct yourself. The issue of being blunt is normal, it's perfect as far as I'm concerned.
Okay. All right. Let me quickly, let's round up this conversation now with this very question. We understand, just in a few seconds, Honorable Idausa, do tell us what has happened in the House of Representatives. They are putting aside the ayes and the nays voice vote for the e-voting on the floor of the lower chamber of the National Assembly. How will this pan out, and what should they be looking at? I understand in your time also you did the same.
Yeah, that's correct. We had electronic voting at some point, but it wasn't quite effective because it was not backed by effective technology. So it is my hope now that this technology will be more modern, more adequate. It is a device that should actually be used at all material times when votes are taken in the assembly. in order for members to have their voting pattern recorded for history. It's a critical development for them.
All right, thank you so much. Always a pleasure having you on the program, Honorable Wesley Dausa and Honorable Salvador. Many thanks for. We will bring you back on the program to talk more. Hopefully, your party will have concluded the reconciliation moves. Many thanks, Honorable Moshood Salvador, PDP chairman in Lagos, and Honorable Wesley Dausa, a former member of the House of Representatives. Many thanks also for being such a great company on the program. That's our show for today. I'm Sean Kimbale. Bye for now.